Welcome back. So today when it comes to tvOS 26, you can see we have a new software update that's available, and in addition to some of the changes that tvOS 26 brings for the Apple TV, you can see there's a new banner or pop-up screen that will show up, and it's been revamped in a way. The aspect ratio as well as the dimensions have been changed, and the text is more descriptive, so it will tell you when there's an update available for your Apple TV and give you options on whether you want to update automatically now or later. And just to be able to go into the settings and see the details itself, you can see how like the new settings icon looks. I'm not a big fan of how these gears look on the setting, but if we go into the settings application right there, I wish Apple would have put it in the general and then software update. But with tvOS 26, even though Apple is trying to unify everything, it's still in the section that's about system. But if we go to where it says software update, then you can see more information such as the build number and the exact version of the software update that's available. So right now this is the one that's available. I'll quickly update right now, and it's just gonna verify the update. And while it does this, I just want to keep you in the loop and show you some other updates that Apple released alongside this. So watchOS 26 beta 2, in fact we got beta 2 versions of watchOS 26, visionOS 26, tvOS 26, of course, macOS 26, iOS, and iPadOS 26 beta 2. Most of these I do cover here on the channel at Halfman Half Tech, so if you want to keep up to date, definitely do hit like and subscribe so that you don't miss out. Now let me quickly update my Apple TV, and then we're going to talk about the latest new changes that this new update offers. My Apple TV has now been updated to the latest version. Just going into the settings and then system and software update, you can see if we check for an update, we are up to date, and you can see the build number and the version. So tvOS 26.0 with a build number that ends with an E. When it comes to these build numbers, the lower you go towards the letter A, the more stable it is. And since I've updated my device, one of the first change that I saw when my Apple TV updated and restarted as I was doing the different tests is that it seems to be more better when it comes to the top shelf transparency when you are in the Apple TV application. So if I stay there for a couple seconds, you can see how this liquid glass sort of fades in when different movies or different Apple TV shows show up. It's much better, and it doesn't really like disappear completely, but you can see how it takes the shape and reflects the light as it comes through. And by the way, if you're wondering if your Apple TV is going to support this new liquid glass theme and redesign of the application that you see right here, it's mainly just the Apple TV default apps that have been redesigned, and this one unfortunately is only available to the Apple TV 4K second gen and newer. So if you don't have an Apple TV 4K second gen or new one, then you basically won't see these new icons or the settings and stuff. And another stuff that I saw here, another change that I also saw here is that if you look at my top shelf, they actually replaced the settings icon which was there just before I updated with this new sync icon. So this is a sub feature of the Apple Music app that they have added. So if you open it, for example, if I open the music app, you can see on the top section I have the sync section, and if I was to basically just close this and then just go to the sync icon, which is this one that you see with the microphone, doesn't have any preview that it shows, but if I open it right there, you can see it basically just opens the same subsection. For us to close it, and maybe I'll close settings, close Apple TV, I'll close speed test, and if I open it again just to show you, it's basically the same settings or the same sub menu section within music that you can find. I don't know why Apple replaced it with my top shelf settings icon, but basically you can use your iPhone as a microphone and be able to sing different songs. And there's pre-selected like playlists for, you can see music, Apple Music Sing, and these are songs for beginners. And then we have Sing the Hits, which I believe these are more of hit songs, and then Made to Sing, for example. And you can see right there, you can see different other categories, and I believe different genres, and yeah, different genres in there. So for example, if we go to like Afrobeats, just right there, Wizkid, I believe, and you can see the microphone icon shows up right there, and it says start singing. If I click on it, it's gonna basically open up like on my iPhone. So you can see this is what showed up on my iPhone, and it says sing on Apple TV, tap to turn your iPhone into a mic. So that's the notification that I got right there. You can see it. If I click on it, I can basically choose to accept this invitation or decline this invitation. I'm just curious now. So if I accept this invitation, I need to accept with my Face ID or Touch ID if you have a phone that uses Touch ID, and your phone I believe has to be on iOS 26. So this is on iOS 26, and now you can see sing into the top mic. So you can see here it gives you like a preview of where to sing. So there's a microphone right there, and that's the one that it wants you to sing into. So I'm guessing it wants me to hold the phone like this, or basically hold it like this, and hold it just like a mic, and your voice will play along with the music on your Apple TV. And then you can see here vocals and music or mic reverb. You have the ability to basically be able to choose that. If I close this, there's a quick help guide where if you are hearing delay, you can see also the different modes and audio delay check that you can do, which is pretty good. And if I click here, you can see it basically mutes the mic. If I click it again, it unmutes the mic. And we have, I think, other subsection that show up right there. They don't seem to be active right now, but you can also choose a quick song from some of your selected songs, which is good. And if you want to control the reverb, you have 3 levels that you can choose. So like mic reverb level 1, level 2, and level 3. And then there's song vocals right there. And if you want to mute your mic, basically you just click there. And if I click exit, there's like basically drop the mic. That's equivalent to this, like you've killed the song. And drop the mic, you need to reconnect your iPhone to use the sing on your Apple TV. So if I say yes, drop the mic, and now you can see it basically closes the app. It seems to be more better, and there's a new pop-up screen compared to what I saw. And even though I dropped the mic on my Apple TV, you can see the music continue to play right there. So that's another thing to know. And at the same time, you can see that even though I dropped the mic, the icon is still there. So I can always go just besides the favorite, click on it again. Now you can see it gives me the option to adjust the volume. So that's a pretty cool feature that has been added here, and it seems to work much better right here. And of course, SharePlay is still available if you want to basically share your music with your friends and others to be able to enjoy the same thing. Something else that has slightly been improved, it was long overdue. If you have like a lot of collections in your library and you are not being able to see different art icons, now you'll be able to see them. So this update finally allows users to see all movie posters art in the library section. I just have one right there, but if you have multiple, then you'll be able to see them. I got one just for testing purposes, and for some reason you were able to see just a limited number. Now you'll be able to see all the poster arts in your library section. If I go back and go to the Apple TV section right there, you can see if we go down a little bit, you see how this section has sort of been refreshed a little bit. Now you can see how the poster icons looked. I felt like from the way WWDC portrayed it, it seems like they were going to be a little bit bigger, but for now this is how they look. And you can see as I go through the different sections, you can see the top movies and top shows, and if I continue to go down, you can see also other top dramas, and then you can browse by category. So it gives you a more better visual representation, and it's pretty good. Something else that has been improved, for example, if I click on my Apple TV remote just like this using my iPhone, is the fact that now if you are trying to use your iPhone on iOS 26 and your Apple TV that's on tvOS 26, if you don't have the remote, oh, my AirTag actually showed up right there, but if you don't have your Apple TV remote and you are using your iPhone as the remote, with the previous update you didn't have the ability to actually turn on or off your Apple TV using this functional button, but now for some reason it has been re-enabled and you can turn it on and off according to your need using your iPhone Apple TV remote app or the quick control shortcut that you have right there. Another thing that tvOS 26 actually brings about, which is something that I'm looking forward to, is that within the code of this update, it seems to hint at new hardware that's going to be coming running on the platform of tvOS 26. And since the last Apple TV was released, I believe in 2022, it's been a couple years, almost 3 years now. So a new hardware is long overdue for the Apple TV, and we are most likely going to be seeing one finally this year. Last year it was anticipated, but this year it seems to be even more anticipated. So it seems to suggest that within the code of this update that a new Apple TV is finally coming, and it's gonna be running on this exact tvOS 26 that you see right there. Another cool thing that I actually wanted to show you is if you go to maybe the Apple TV section, I'll go to Netflix and then go back. If I click and enable the control center, you can see how the liquid glass sort of fades into the movie. It doesn't really obstruct much, and then once you even start playing the movie, it's gonna be less intrusive and you'll be able to basically watch your movie and control something without basically disturbing your attention from the movie, which is something that's pretty cool. Within the settings, to be specific, audio settings, I'm happy to let you know that even though we don't have the HDMI audio pass-through that's available on macOS, now with tvOS 26, I believe this is just for the Apple TV 4K 2nd gen or 4K 3rd gen, Apple has added support for the 9.1.6 Dolby Atmos support for the Apple TV. So if you have that type of audio system, now you can use it to be able to get the best audio experience and the surround system using the 9.6.1 Dolby Atmos support. The release notes of this update actually mention some existing stuff that I've already covered in my first initial video, such as accessibility section in the App Store. There's Apple Intelligence, where there's a resolved issue for model quality output degrades after extended repeat interferences of the same adapter. Now, Apple Intelligence on the Apple TV is basically limited to a degree. It's more so on the recommendations and stuff, and you can see some other new features when it comes to metal and a couple resolved issues, and you can see basically they tell us pretty much similar release notes to what we had with the initial beta 1. So that's it for me for now when it comes to this update. When new features come out and when the update seems to be more stable, I'll do a video on it. Other than that, I feel like the liquid display theme could be implemented on a deeper level when it comes to like some of the subsection in settings, just to give it more of a liquid glass theme to look at. But at the same time, you know, visibility might be an issue. But that's it when it comes to this update. Let me know what you think, and if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.